First of all, it's thinking about your path. I mean, there is a group of people, maybe it's 1/2 of 1%, it's a small percentage, who either went to an elite school, college, or an elite strategy firm of some kind out of school. They got the very best of the best, and they got a real head start. And God bless them. That's great. The rest of us didn't. Like in my case, got a good engineering job, was out there. After a few years, you start to realize there's a lot you didn't know. There's this path of management consulting, or there's this path of research, these areas. And I think for me, the arc of learning, or how it came together, was over time, I'd have these questions and I'd find something that was done really well by someone and said, I'm going to try that. And so rather than being handed a toolbox by the right professor at Stanford or, whatever college, or by the right strategy firm partner, day one as a young analyst, had to kind of build it as I went and testing things. And I think most of us fall in that category. Somewhere along the path, in college, your first job, before you're married or have kids or whatever arc you're on, you learn something and realize you are missing a bunch of stuff. And you just now know what you don't know. And rather than being depressed by that, add it to your toolkit and build on it. I think that for me has been probably one of the more profound things, because then you're a continual work in process. You are a lifelong learner, and you're taking different learnings. Maybe it's that partner that you did work under. Maybe it's a professor or a boss. In some cases, maybe it was a horrible boss, and you know exactly what you don't want to do because of the way that person turns you off, or maybe something backfired. The other thing is, by having a couple data points, you get some courage or convictions to say that thing you thought before, you're really sure of it because you saw it play out, a couple areas. Maybe the way to treat people, what you can and can't do by email. And for me, it was the power of frameworks, and this is rapid experimentation. And there aren't really failures. Maybe there are expenses you have that didn't pan out, but if you learn something from it, you're guaranteed to incorporate that in the next thing that you tried. And whether it's a software application that wasn't quite what you thought, whether it's a project, you tried this really cool animation and you went down in flames in your presentation, in PowerPoint, whatever it is, you learn it and you go. I think the other thing that really helped me is there are a few times where it just did some stupid, not stupid, but crazy things. Like you found this billionaire's right-hand person, when you're just kind of coming out of school, and say, could I meet with you? Could you give me some advice? Could you come talk to me and a couple of my buddies? Several of them say no, but you know what? A couple of people said yes. And it was really cool, an insight on these PE firms and how they're run. Or in one case, this multi-billionaire real estate portfolio mogul, they'd share and you could tell what's going on. So I think sometimes understanding that your limitations are self-imposed, and especially coming out of college, when you're first starting your career, you got this golden ticket, like Willy Wonka, where you can ask somebody and say, you're asking for a job, for money, for anything else. You're saying, could you share some advice? Looks like you got it figured out. And it's amazing. We're all out there, those of us that are a little deeper in our careers, and most people do want to help. But we're not out there beating the bushes trying to figure out who to go help. And so if someone gives you an opportunity to do that, maybe it's speaking to a class, maybe it's just, lunch or a coffee, or talking to somebody, they'll do it. They just want to know you're sincere. So I think especially those in your audience who are fairly junior or starting off in their careers, it's not a liability. You actually have an advantage. So take advantage of it.